I'm Jacob Hornberger, president of the Future of Freedom Foundation. In the 1990s, a woman named Sandra Spencer was summoned to testify before the Assassination Records Review Board. What was the ARRB? This was the commission that was charged with enforcing what we now know as the JFK Records Act. What happened was that in 1991, Oliver Stone came out with his provocative movie JFK, which posited that the Kennedy assassination was actually a regime change operation orchestrated by the U.S. national security establishment. At the end of that movie, Stone included a little blurb advising viewers that the CIA and the Pentagon and other elements of the national security state were still keeping secret hundreds of thousands of official records relating to the assassination. Despite the fact that it had happened some 30 years before, and despite the fact that it had supposedly been carried out by some just a lone nut. People were outraged over this, especially by the claim of national security. So they effectively pressured Congress into enacting the JFK Records Act. The act was signed into law, and the ARRB's job was to mandate, to force the CIA, the Pentagon, and other agencies to release their documents. Obviously, there was a lot of resistance to release of these documents. During the course of the term of the ARRB, they discovered the existence of Sandra Spencer. Now, who was Sandra Spencer? She was a U.S. Navy petty officer who worked in the U.S. Navy's top secret photography lab in Washington, D.C. As such, she worked closely with the White House on classified photographs. She worked closely with President Kennedy, and she was effectively one of the liaisons between the president and the Navy's top secret photography lab. She was summoned to testify before the ARRB and was asked to identify the photographs of the autopsy that are in the official record. Now, let me say that no one has ever questioned the integrity, the veracity, or the competence of Sandra Spencer. In fact, I think it would be virtually impossible to find a more credible, more competent witness than Sandra Spencer. She closely examines the autopsy photographs of President Kennedy that are in the official record today. She states directly and unequivocally under oath that those are not the official the photographs of the autopsy that she was asked to develop on a top secret basis, classified basis, on the weekend of the assassination. Now keep in mind, she had kept this secret for some 30 years. This was the culture in the military, that when something is classified, you keep it secret. And she had kept the secret for some 30 years. But when she was finally asked to disclose what she knew, she said, I was asked to develop the autopsy photographs on the weekend of the assassination. Those in the record are not the ones I developed. She said the ones I developed showed a large exit-size wound in the back of President Kennedy's head. The photographs in the official record showed the back of Kennedy's head to be fully intact. Now, interestingly enough, Spencer's testimony matched the statements of the Dallas treating physicians, who said that they had seen a large exit-size wound in the back of Kennedy's head, and which effectively caused them to believe that there was no way he was going to live from the moment he came in, when they saw this large exit-size wound in the back of his head. In fact, two of the physicians gave a press conference immediately after the president was declared dead, saying that he had been hit by two shots. One, an entry wound through the front of the neck, and the other, a large-sized exit wound in the back of the president's head. In fact, they said that there was even cerebellum leaking out of the exit wound. The cerebellum is the part of the brain in the lower back of a person's head. So here you have a situation where a team of Secret Service agents brandishes guns, threatens deadly force at Parkland Hospital to prevent the medical examiner of Dallas County, Dr. Earl Rose, from conducting an autopsy there at Parkland, which was required by Texas state law. They force their way out of the hospital. They take the casket containing the president's body to Dallas Love Field, where The new president, Lyndon Johnson, is patiently waiting for it. He's having seats removed from the back of the plane. They load the casket onto the plane. They proceed on to Andrews Air Force Base, and where the body is turned over to the military rather than to a civilian coroner in Maryland. And the result of this autopsy is that that Sandra Spencer testifies the photographs that are in the official record are not the ones that she developed. And in fact, her statement matches the statement of the Dallas treating physicians that the back of President Kennedy's head showed a large-size exit wound, while the photograph in the official record shows the back of the head to be fully intact.